ISIS is gaining more and more control over the territories in Iraq and Syria, while Houthis took over the government of Yemen, establishing the new power in the region. Saudi Arabia has conducted a number of successful strikes against ISIS, and now they're preparing their strikes against Houthis. Evan Hargrove is an American student studying sports management at Lynn University. However, he was growing up in Dubai, the capital of the Middle East. We asked him about the situation in the Middle East, ISIS, and Yemen crisis in particular.
I do agree with coalition. I do agree with, different, countries coming together. Even what I find even more significant is the Middle Eastern countries coming together in the coalition, like the United Arab Emirates. They were one of the first countries to actually, plan a strike. And, even, Jordan as a country, the Jordanian, army, which is, main reason why they attacked because of the burning of the pilot.
As for Yemen, Saudi Arabia has conducted a number of successful strikes against Houthis in Yemen, as they're backing the President Mansour Hadi in the region. Moreover, it was reported that more than 600 Al-Qaeda members broke away from prisons around Yemen, something that poses a real threat to Saudi Arabia's security.
For Saudi Arabia, of course, it's you're bordering, Yemen, so I feel that it's almost an obligation to go help, because you never know when they'll cross your borders and then cause even more problems in your own country.
As airstrikes continue, Saudi Arabia is considering some boots on the ground in Iraq and possibly in Yemen after more and more advances were made by ISIS.
Beheaded 2 American journalists and actually killed a British aid worker. I think that's unacceptable. And what they're doing is they're changing the words of the Quran, and they're making it justified for their cause of killing.
The new plan was proposed by Saudi Arabia. They're trying to create a Middle Eastern version of NATO, something to protect and keep the stability in the region of Middle East. Saudi Arabia is one of the richest countries in the world, and they will make sure that nobody conflicts with their plans. Ivan Kelly, iPulse Network.